Bang. And we're live. What you got, Paula?
We got the Mission Impossible today. That's what we're doing today. And we got a guest. She's
Disruptive
got her
Doubt
own
is on a mission. Okay,
on a
so
mission.
actually, that music is very fitting. Thank you, Paula. DJ is about to be DJ PB in a second. Um, all right, yeah. Welcome everybody to our live stream, and we appreciate you helping us to grow our channel. Please leave comments and feedback for whatever your takeaways may be today. We definitely have a message because we definitely have a mission. We have been talking about our upcoming town hall, which is on June 18th. It is virtual, so that means wherever you at, you can come. Okay, it's going to take place from 6:30. It starts at 6:30
Starts
until
at six
what time is that? I can't even see.
eight
Well,
to
8
eight.
o'clock. Okay,
All
Eastern
right.
Standard Time.
You're fumbling the mission, Shayna. You're fumbling the mission.
Why am I fumbling the mission?
The time.
Oh yeah, that's true. I am fumbling that. All right, it's 6:30. It's 6:30 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you at, make sure. What time is that for you, Angele? And what time is that for you, Paula?
Right now I'm in Cali, so I'm 3 hours behind. So I'm gonna be about 3:30 for me.
3:30 for you. How about you,
Okay.
Angela?
It'll be 5:30 Central Time. I mean, it depends on where I am that week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she's a jet setter. We got a jet setter in the house today.
Right.
That's what we have. She said, depending on where she's at, where are you gonna be?
Mm,
Jet setting off too, on right?
in the virtual world. But yes, what did you say? 6:30 Eastern Standard Time.
6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yes. So
Mhm.
please join us. We appreciate that. All right. And so we're going to continue on with our conversation about the future of money, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And how we feel about that. So we've been talking about how we feel based off of these prompts that I'm going to bring up in just a few. We have two today, y'all. So we'll go round table and be brief, but also uh, as much transparency as you can share about your feelings on this, because these are really feely questions today. So we have a penny for your thoughts. If you could shape the future of money, what would it look like? That's such an interesting question. If you
Hmm.
could shape the future of money, what would that look like?
If I could shape the future of money, are we talking dollars? We talking digital? We talking what? I'm just talking
It's all,
billions. All I
it's
want to
that's
do.
well, that's all money.
Yeah.
So all of it. Um, I think I definitely imagine a more equitable future for all. I think with what's happening right now, especially in America, is that we're going to have the opportunity to build new ecosystems, which it's definitely a part of our mission is Disruptive Dow, is being able to have more financial resources for what we need and not being dependent upon a particular party or systems that we know don't work and especially don't work for us, and really being able to mold our futures. Like, what does that look like? What does that look like for small business owners, for creative entrepreneurs, for artists like myself, which is why I'm in this space. I came in as an artist and learned a lot of new things, and I definitely can see the potential of how art could be more practical, which I was always told art is not a practical profession. So I've spent time studying in school of things that I was not passionate about, and come back full circle. I'm focused on art again, and there's about to be a space where that's lucrative, financial freedom, vitality, security, all of the above. Yes, please. So yeah,
Mhm.
that'll look like multiple ecosystems, not just one that we're dependent upon, like our governments or who's elected for what and um, how much decisions, how much they are in our personal decisions, but us having resources so that we can decide for ourselves and have the access to it. And I'm complete.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What do you
I
think?
Let me
thought
say
you
this then. Yeah, my I have what initially came to mind when I saw it, the future of money looks like, so y'all know money is not real, right? Like it's not a real thing. We used to trade salt for exchange, um, and spices and things like that. So what it really is like, what does the future of commerce look like? Where we're just exchanging value for value, or we're exchanging resources for resources. That's all it is. We used to change. Oh, I don't have my cowrie shells on today, but cowrie shells used to be a form of money. So money really doesn't exist. What exists is a mechanism to exchange value. And so that's why I'm super excited about this digital landscape, because programmable money is
Mhm.
what is being talked about when you're looking at digital assets and cryptocurrencies, being able to program into your code the value of whatever it is that you're exchanging. So it's like, I got a digital book, right? And I can program my value of it into that digitally and exchange it. We don't have to exchange any coins. We don't have to go to the bank to do that. I could just exchange it, put that in the code, exchange it to you for value, and that's an exchange. So the future, if you could shape the future of money, what would it like? The future of money would just look like exchanging value for value. And it's recognizing it like, oh, I got something, you got something, let's exchange it, based on our own value, right? So it's like, okay, Shayna, I like the hat you got on. I'll trade you the hat for these earrings.
That's right.
Tell me how much you think they worth, and if we can then negotiate, right?
Yeah.
So it's being able to exchange value for value.
I like that. I think I would just add um, that would help solve the issue with small businesses in terms of access to capital.
Mhm.
For the future is having a capital available for small businesses to be able to do what they want to do and grow in a collective, maybe a collective community. I don't know, but people having value or access to value or digital currency or whatever the future of money is going to look like, to be able to do the things that they are wanting to do,
Mhm.
and no one having to struggle to not be able to do it is what I would add
Mhm.
to that future. So we have the capabilities of everybody, surviving and thriving.
Mhm. Yeah,
Surviving.
and also too, I don't know if I read somewhere, if I heard someone say that, like, you know, when you're getting into conversations around value exchange, and so it's like wealthy people, wealthy communities, wealthy transactions, they don't exchange money. It's like we exchange resources, or we exchange opportunities, right? So if someone, say, is in a predicament, they go to their, wealthy counterpart or whatever, like, hey man, or hey girl, this is what's going on. It's like, oh, instead of maybe giving you the cash to like fix it, it's like, oh, you need a new house, oh, here you go. Or, oh, you need you need this value, you need this resource, right? So you're exchanging resources at that point, and intellectual capital. So it's really a conversation of what are we valuing, and getting access to. So even when you talk about the conversation of access to capital, right? Like, even to get access to the capital that we need to either develop technology or build a business or to build a community, whatever, there's still an exchange. There's still a transaction going on. So it's like we need to, we being the ones with the value, need to put a value on what it is that we're exchanging, and like set that value for ourselves. That's also too what's liberating about programmable finance and decentralized finance, is that it's literally up to the developer, the creator, to define how much this commodity is worth, like what the value of it is. Someone was telling me that there was an invisible NFT. Somebody created an invisible NFT that was sold for like $3 million or something. It was sold for ridiculous, and it was literally a
And then
blank. Yeah, it was a blank thing, right? That sold for like $3 million, right?
that's
And
pretty
so, oh,
smart.
actually, it was my dad. It was my dad who told me this. He's found an article, and so he told me this, and it was an invisible NFT. And I think I remember when it was happening, it was during the NFT craze. And the
Mhm.
only reason as to why, and when he read the article about it, he told me about it, is because the owner, the person who created, attached value to it,
Of
Mm.
course.
right? It talked about how, like, it's liberating and all these other like euphoric things or whatever. And somebody else in the world found value in it and was like, I see your vision. I see the value that you are communicating. Here's $3 million for a blank screen.
Right.
Makes sense. Well, we have the Invisible Man, so why not an invisible NFT?
Yeah.
Oh, such a smart idea. You said it, and I was like, "Damn!"
I know. I'm like, okay.
That would have been the easiest.
Ideas are the ones that make you our money makers. Those the simple ideas are the
Yeah.
ones. That's a
Yeah.
that's a pretty smart idea. But okay, all right.
So
Um,
you ladies both mentioned something in the previous question that pops up into and segues into our second, which is, what do you wish more people understood about wealth and opportunity?
hmm. Angela, you wanna take this?
So much to say, actually.
I don't know. What I was gonna say is that I'm working on understanding myself.
That's fair.
So and
Yeah,
recognizing that the more you understand, the more you realize that like, oh, this is what happens over here in this wealth world. Like this is how things be moving on this side. Oh, okay. No, it's never you don't know what you don't know. You don't
yeah.
know the rooms and spaces that you don't know what happens there unless you're there or exposed to it in some way. So yeah, let me think about that for a second. Paul, were you about to say something?
No, I was just gonna say, well, it just depends on when we talk about more people understanding about wealth and opportunities. Wealth is a different. It's the terminology could be broad, right? So, are we associating with money? Are we associating with life in general? Are we, we? How do you define? How does a person define wealth? Because they could be wealth and may not have the money, but wealthy in the sense of having family, friends, and if you put the value, go back to conversation about value, being able to exchange value for other things, and so that's wealth. So I just think when we're talking about wealth, it could be not just about associated around money; it could be other things too. So I would put it for me, wealth is a couple different things. I'm wealthy with family, but wealth. I'm striving for wealth in terms of monetization. But I also believe in opportunities as always exist in chaos. So in today's
Mhm.
world, I look at everything that's happening right now in our current climate is opportunity for us. And whether we see it or not, it's opportunity for us to grow. So again, you're defining taking that word and saying opportunity. We're talking about opportunity and growing as individuals or growing as a collective. But it's opportunity around across the board for any individual if they just keep the mindset, as we talked about mindset, knowledge, and wealth and as Disruptor Dow, keeping our mindset open to the opportunities, whether it's good, bad, or in between. Because
Mhm.
whatever comes out of chaos, whatever comes out of the ugliness, comes opportunity, comes growth,
Yeah.
comes challenges. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Oh,
Go for it.
and to
Yes.
that part, what do I wish more people understood about wealth and opportunity is that there's an abundance of wealth and opportunity out there, like a tremendous amount of wealth and opportunity. And to your point, Paul, is also like what, having a wealth of health, having a wealth of creation, it just means like, where do you feel most abundant? And there's so much out there. It's so much out there. Like, yeah, that's the biggest thing that people misunderstand is that they're thinking that it's limited resources. Is not. There's an abundance of resources out there. There's so much money circulating. Um, yeah.
Unlimited.
Hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate what y'all shared. Our One of our affirmations came to me for what I wish more people understood about wealth is that wealth is our birthright.
Oh
I
yeah.
truly
Mm.
Yeah.
because wealth is spiritual, which I appreciate in Myron's book, which I'm rereading again, Boss Moves. He says money is spiritual, and then he talks about
Hmm.
the ability that spirit has to be in more than one place at one time.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
so anything that falls underneath wealth because it is subjective. Some people would only think wealth is money, but wealth can also be an abundance. It could also be prosperity. It could also be love. Wealth is health. Like wealth is all of the important things, really important things that actually helps us to operate on a
Yeah.
daily basis. So um, everyone has this birthright. And so because we do, if we're not living in that in this moment, I don't believe that that's because it's an outside source, if it's spiritual, personally. It just means that we need to line up with it. And I
Hmm.
think that's what we're essentially talking about right now is like, how do we align with our own needs by
Hmm.
being the source, right? So that we can access the resources and then also share it as well. How do we all provide value so that and different kinds of value so that we can just exchange and share in transaction with one another. And then on the back end with opportunity, what I wish more people understood about opportunity is a mind shift that I have around this particular word is that opportunities are not only given, they're created.
Mm.
And so we can create our own opportunities, especially when we are creating value, because we're creators. That's what we do. There's a problem, we create solutions for it. So if we create a solution, right, to someone else's problem, we're actually created the opportunity to solve someone's problem. So I think that it's not enough to sit around and wait for an opportunity to be presented. I think it's very important to create the opportunity if you're actually paying attention. I have endless conversations sometimes with a friend, but then on the back end, it could be the same exact conversation that I would spend in coaching for and a person would pay me for it. Right. So I think that it's important to realize what your talent, skill sets, passions, interests, whatever it is that drives you or that you can do is, and to create an opportunity using that to create wealth.
Yeah.
Actually, it goes hand in hand.
What
Um,
what came to mind too real quick, Shaman, was that Shawnee says money is an acronym that stands for my
Yes,
own natural energy yield. Yeah, my
I
own
love
natural energy
it.
yield. Yeah, I know. I was like, okay, I can rock with that. I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's true. At least it aligns with what we're talking about right now.
yeah, I'm a firm believer in all that. I think I came up with, as we should always talk about creating our little sayings for merchandise. It's like, don't tell me, show me. And the other thing is billionaires don't wait, they create. So, I'm
Yes,
going into 2025 with a billionaire mindset that, I'm not going to wait for it. I'm just going to create it.
create it then. Let's go.
You know, create the path. If we can't come to the table and be at the table, then let's make space for us to be at the table.
Yeah,
So
we gotta
that's
create our
how
own
that's how the
space.
mindset. Yeah, create our own mind space or space for it.
I appreciate y'all ladies for sharing your sentiments on today's two prompts and questions. Don't forget that we have a town hall coming up on June 18th, 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And oh, we have amazing guests that's going to be there
Yes.
and going to continue this conversation about the future of money. And specifically, a town hall helps to answer and address your concerns and answer some of your questions, right? And have this conversation. So we want to keep this ongoing. So make sure you check out the link in the description box so that you can register for the free webinar virtual town hall that we're hosting on June 18th.
Yeah, but if you have any questions,
Mm.
reach out to us.
Please
Reach out to us.
reach out, connect with us. You'll see that link in the description box as well. All right,
Angela,
y'all.
Right.
wait a minute. Well, since we have a special guest, you want to close us out, Angela?
Special guest of Disruptor Dow.
Yes. Peace and love, tribe. Peace
Peace
and
and
love.
love.
Yes. Yes.
All
Be
right.
in the future now. That's the thing. Be in the future now. The future is now. We are from the future. We're just existing in the now.
Thanks. We're in the future.
That's good. I like that.
We're not
Well, wait a
real.
minute. Wait a minute. I guess and the reason why I picked this is because I'm getting ready to go see Mission Impossible. So I just Tom Cruise is out there.
Oh.
I'm just gonna do a shameless plug. But all right, you ready? Because our
Okay.
mission is complete. That's all I'm